Okay, for 6, we are now going to look at calculating retirement, what we need to have and how we're going to get to it. So we're going to suppose that we want to have $500,000, that's something in the future. We want to have it come back to us, so that's positive values. And we've got 20 years to work towards this goal. Your account's earning 10%, so we're going to see the power of 10% interest. It's really nice. We're going to do it for 20 years. Let's see, how are we depositing this money? How much would you need to deposit in the account each month? Let's see, 10% interest. How much money would you need to deposit each month? So we're doing this monthly. These calculators, whatever we're doing, if we're compounding monthly or if we're deposits going in monthly, everything has to be in terms of that. So it'll be 12 or monthly. Okay. So then our periods for 20 years, there's going to be 12 months in every year. So 12 times 20 tells us that we're going to have 240 periods, 240 months in our 20 years. We have no starting amount, no present value. So for this, we click on the payment key, and this is going to give us the amount that we need to deposit each month to be able to get that $500,000. And I don't know if it's surprising or not, but it's really not too bad to be able to have $500,000, $658.44 a month. Now, yes, it is taking some sacrifices, but if you're making $3,000, it's doable. And usually this can be done before taxes, so it's even less pain on the pocketbook. Okay, so I got all that right. Now, how much money will we have put in? Now, again, this is kind of like what we were doing before. It's payments times periods. Payments times periods. So to calculate the B part, we're going to take PMT times N. So 658.44 times 240, and we're going to find out that what we will put in over the lifetime of this is $158,025.60. So then the question comes up, how much interest did we earn on this account? Well, anything above this, towards that 500, it's a lot of interest. So we take our future value, use a new color. We take our 500,000 that we ended up with, we subtract what we put in, and this will give us the amount of interest we earned over those 20 years. And we should come up with $341,974.40 in interest. That's what that 10% interest did for us. Okay. So you see the calculation, we figure out how much we need to put in, that gets us to our goal. We figure out how much total we put in by taking payments times the number of periods, and then we can also calculate the interest that way. So let's take a look at 7, where we have our good friend Jose. He wants to have $800,000, so that's a future value. His goal is $800,000 in his retirement. He's got 30 years to do it, but notice his interest rate's only 6%. He's going to have to work harder than a 10% interest rate would. So how much do we need to deposit in the account each month? So that's the important. We're doing this monthly. So compounding per year will be months. I didn't say that directly, but it's really the only way these calculators are able to do this. We're going to do this for 30 years, so that's going to be 12 times 30. That gets us 360. There was no initial amount, and the payment is what we're going to calculate on. This will give us the A part. So we click the button payment, and it tells us that we just need to put in $796.40, or Jose. Okay, about $150 more each month, and he's going to end up with more. He's got more time to do it. That's also going to help him, but he's got a lower interest rate. So if he did it at 10%, he might be able to do this for the same amount. That's the kind of thing that you can play with. Just change this 6 to 10 and see how much that drops off. That power of getting the education on how to invest. Same questions are being asked here. So the B part, we want to see how much total did he pay. Jose paid $796.40. He paid that 360 times, so we multiply by 360, and then we get that he put in a total of $286,074. Okay, that was over a 30-year period. To get the amount of interest returned to him, we do the same thing as we did here. We're going to take our future value, what we ended up with, subtract what we put in, what he put in, and we will get the amount of interest. And in this case, it turns out to be $513,926. Okay. So we'll do a couple here with 9, 10, and 11, or I guess that's 3 things. So let's take a look at question number 9. Not as much detail here, but this time we're switching gears a little bit. We don't have just a goal of an amount that we want, but we have a goal of an income we need. So in this case, what we're going to decide on is we're going to, or be able to calculate is how much money do we need to be able to provide a certain amount of income. So it says after retiring, you want to be able to withdraw $1,500 each month. If we have something that's being done regularly each month, it's always called a payment. Even though that money will come back to us, we might not call that a payment. We would call that, because we're receiving it back, it gets listed in these calculators as a payment. Since it's coming to us, though, we'll leave that as a positive value. Cash flow says the money's going to come to us. For 25 years, with our account earning 6%, how much do you need in your account when you retire? So again, we want $1,500 each month, so that helps us here. We know the compounding has to be monthly. We want to be able to take this money out for 25 years, so we're going to take 12 times 25 to get how many months is going to be required here. So that's 300 monthly withdrawals of $1,500. Now it doesn't state it, but since we only need it for this time period, we'll put a 0 here. Now in reality, because at the end of the 30 years, our money will be depleted, we won't have anything. In reality, you might want to put it so that this is all interest from some amount, but we'll take a look at that in a little bit. So then we just click on the present value button, the PV, and what it tells us is that we would need to have invested $232,810.30. And then we'll be able to have this income stream coming to us. We're getting some interest on it, but that's all built into that amount. Okay. So now it's kind of like we'll end up with, this is oftentimes where we start with our retirement planning. Then once we know what we need to save, we come back to the present day and then figure out how to save that money. Okay. So number 10, while we're at it, after retiring this time, we want to be able to withdraw $20,000 each year for 15 years. So we want to get payment of $20,000, but we want to do that yearly or annually. So that'll change this value here. We want to do it for 15 years, so 1 times 15. So our number of periods is going to be simply 15. In this case, we have 7% interest. And again, it doesn't state it, but the idea is that as it's set up, I guess we just run out of money. At the end of 15 years, it's all gone. So that's why we put a future value of 0. Now, prudently, you would put a future value of something because you probably want to, if you're retired, you want to keep staying retired. You don't want to have to go back to work when you're 95 years old. Click on the present value, the PV key, and that will give us our answer of how much we need. And it tells us we need, this should not be negative here, right? Because these payments are coming to us. That's why we have a negative in the present value, because that's what we have to give to somebody else. We have to invest it, let somebody else use it, let them pay us some interest, and we just take our money back a little bit at a time. At the end of each year, $20,000. Okay, so we need $182,158.28.